Good morning, dear students. This is your teacher Neelam Helawat, and we are doing the chapter 4, that is Animal Kingdom. Dear students, I know that you will be fascinated by the fact that we have large number of animals present on this planet. And those animals, those wide variety of animals, they are quite different from each other. And it is almost impossible for us to learn the characteristics of each and every organism. And thus there is a need of classification. And in the previous module, we have talked about the various ways or the structures, the characteristics on the basis of which the animals have been classified into various groups. So we are talking about the kingdom Animalia. Now, dear students, kingdom Animalia, it has been divided into two categories, chordata and non-chordata. Okay, non-chordata and chordata. Now coming to the fact, what does chordata means? Chordata means the organisms that have vertebral column, where the notochord, or you can say the organisms that have notochord, and notochord slightly then later on changes into vertebral column. Non-chordates are the organism that does not have the notochord. Okay, so this is the basic difference between these two groups. Now let's talk about the chordates first. As I told you, that chordates are those organisms that have notochord. Okay, they contain notochord either throughout their life or in some phases of their life. Right? So the basic feature is that they have a notochord, and then this notochord gradually changes into vertebral column. Secondly, they have a tail, a post-anal tail. Okay, a post-anal tail. And the third, very important, that they have gill slits. They have gill slits. So three basic features. The organisms that belong to the phylum Chordata, they contain notochord. Then they have a post-anal tail and they have gill slits. Now this phylum Chordata can be further divided into three subphylums. Can it further be divided into three subphylums? The first is Urochordata. Okay, that is also called as Tunicata. The second subphylum is Cephalochordata. And the third subphylum is Vertebrata. Okay, so phylum Chordata is being divided into three subphylums: Urochordata, which is also called as Tunicata. Then second subphylum is Cephalochordata. Third subphylum is Vertebrata. Now we'll talk about these different subphylums in detail in the next videos. Okay, now let's talk about the Urochordata. Now Urochordata, the phylum Urochordata, it can be further divided into different classes. The very first is the Porifera. Okay. Second is the Cnidarians or jellyfishes. So first class that we talk about is Porifera. Porifera means generally the basic examples of this is sponges. Second category is Cnidarians, jellyfishes. Third is Ctenophora. Example is comb jellies. Fourth is platyhelminths, which includes flatworms. Fifth is aschelminths, that is roundworms. Then sixth is Annelida, which is also called as ringed worms. Seventh is Arthropoda, that is jointed legs. Okay, Arthropoda means jointed legs. Eighth is Mollusca, which means soft-bodied animals. Okay, Mollusca means soft-bodied animals. Ninth is Echinodermata, which means spiny skinned animals. And the last is Hemichordata. So in phylum non-chordata, okay, in phylum non-chordata, we have 10 divisions. Okay, what do we have? We have 10 divisions or 10 classes. What are those classes? Can you tell? What are those classes, everyone? Tell me, what are those classes? The very first is the Porifera. Second is Cnidarians. Third is Ctenophora. Fourth is platyhelminths. Fifth is aschelminths. Seventh is Seventh is, बोलिए बेटा, seventh is arthropoda. Eighth is mollusca. Ninth is you can say echinodermata, and last is hemichordata. Okay, so our subphylum. Okay, what do we have? The main you can say these can be divided into two: chordata and non-chordata. Now non-chordata is basically divided into 10. Now in today's video, in today's module, I'll be talking about only the first one, that is the Porifera. Okay, I'll be talking about the Porifera, the phylum Porifera. Okay, and kingdom Animalia. Okay, the Animalia kingdom, it has been divided into 10 phylums. That is, first is Porifera. And as the name suggests, Porifera, just split these two words, Porifera. Porifera means having pores. Pori means pores. So the organisms that have pores on their complete body, they are referred to as Porifera. They belong to the phylum Porifera. Okay. As you can see in the pictures, you can see there are big pores. Can you see? Everywhere you can see, in every picture you will find there are big pores all over the body of these organisms. So as I told you, Porifera means the organisms that have pores. Okay. Now these organisms, they are basically aquatic. Aquatic means they will always be observed. They will always be found in water. They are sedentary. Sedentary means they are fixed at one point. They may be, colonial or solitary. They may be in groups or may be found individually. In them, the digestive system is absent. They do not have a proper digestive system. And mainly, digestive system is present, but basically digestion, it occurs intracellularly. Means digestion occurs within the cells. And their complete body, as I told you, that they have pores all over the body. Their body is containing lots of pores. And these pores collectively form a water canal system, a water transport system. What these pores form? These pores form a water transporting system. Okay, these pores form a water transporting system. Now in the center you will find there's a big pore in the center, which is called as osculum, and there are small pores all over the body. ठीक है, पूरी बॉडी पर छोटे छोटे छेद होते हैं और एक बिगर पोर होता है, विच इज कॉल्ड एज ऑस्क्यूलम. सो वाटर जो है वो स्मॉल पोर से अंदर आता है. वाटर फ्रॉम द स्मॉल पोर्स इट एंटर्स इनटू द बॉडी ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिज्म. छोटे छोटे पोर से वाटर बाहर आता है, right? The water flows inside the body and it goes into the cavity, the central cavity, which is called as spongiocele. What is the central cavity called, everyone? Spongiocele. Okay, so water will go inside the body through small pores, right? And it will enter into the body cavity, which is called spongiocele, and the water will move out through the bigger pore, which is called as osculum. So what is osculum? The bigger pore through which the water will flow out. So these pores, they collectively form a canal system, a water canal system through which the water will enter and leave the body, right? Then in this in cases, and these organisms, there is special type of cells are present. These are called as choanocytes. Just look into the picture. They contain special cells which are choanocytes. Just look at these cells. What are these cells? These are called as choanocyte cells or collar cells. Okay, they are present around the spongiocele. तो यहाँ पर स्पेशल तरीके के सेल्स प्रेजेंट है, जैसे कि आप देख लीजिए, इस ब्लैक में हाईलाइटेड है. ब्लैक में हाईलाइटेड these special cells, they are called choanocytes, and these are also called as collar cells, and they are present around the cavity, the central cavity, which is called as spongiocele. Okay, so in them the respiratory system is also absent, circulatory system is also absent, and water is being circulated with the help of a water canal system. Excretory system is absent, nervous system is absent. So we see that all main systems, they are absent. Okay, they're all main systems, they are absent, but their complete body is containing pores. A bigger pore is called as osculum. There is a central cavity which is called as spongiocele. They have a special type of cells which are called as choanocytes. Okay, right everyone? Now these sponges, so you can look into the picture. This is the TS or TS of the organism, where you can see a bigger pore, osculum, central cavity which is called spongiocele, then your choanocytes, they are also present, right? I hope this much is clear everyone. Okay. Now these organisms basically they are hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodite means that they do not have separate males and females. Both the male and female organisms, they are female organs, they are present in the same body. So they are hermaphrodites. Okay. And asexual reproduction. ARP is asexual reproduction. What is ARP? Asexual reproduction. It basically occurs by fragmentation. How does it reproduces? It reproduces asexually by fragmentation. Okay. And sexual reproduction basically occurs by formation of sperms and the ova. So both type of reproduction is observed in these animals. Asexual by fragmentation and sexual reproduction by two different types of gametes which are called as eggs and sperms. Sperms, they are made by the male reproductive parts, and ovum will be produced by female reproductive part. Here the fertilization is internal, means the fusion of gamete, it will occur inside the body of the organism, and development is indirect. Okay, the development is indirect, where you will observe that a larval stage is present. Okay, in between there is a larval stage, and this larval stage is completely different from the adult. ओके सो देखिए डेवलपमेंट जब होती है उसके बीच में एक लार्वल स्टेज आती है, और अगर हम लार्वल स्टेज को अडल्ट स्टेज से कंपेयर करते हैं, ठीक है, हम लार्वल स्टेज को अडल्ट स्टेज से कंपेयर करते हैं बेटा, सो ये लार्वल स्टेज कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट है फ्रॉम द एडल्ट. इट डज नॉट रिजेंबल द एडल्ट इन एनी वे. दैट इज वाई वी से दैट दिस डेवलपमेंट इज indirect. Okay, so what kind of development is that? Development is indirect, right? Now, a few examples that you can see here. One is Sycon, Leucosolania, Spongilla. Okay, the Spongilla is basically a freshwater sponge, and Euspongia, which is bath sponge. Okay, these are a few examples, and you can observe in the pictures also. Just look at this. These are the minute pores. These small dots that you can see, these are the minute pores, and they have a hard covering outside the body. देखिए जो ये आपके ऑर्गेनिजम्स है, इनके ऊपर एक हार्ड कवरिंग होती है बाहर से. सो एक्सोस्केलेटन इनके अंदर प्रेजेंट होती है, ठीक है, एंड दैट एक्सोस्केलेटन इज मेड अप ऑफ स्पिक्यूल्स. एज यू सी, जस्ट लुक एट दिस. कैन यू सी द स्पिक्यूल्स? So they have a skeleton which is made up of spicules, okay, or the spongin fibers. So they have a skeleton which is made up of spicules and the spongin fibers. These are just few examples that I've just told you: Sycon, Euspongia, and Spongilla. Now, as you look at this, I told you that they have pores. So these are all osculum, you can see. देखिए बहुत सारी sponges यहाँ पर visible हैं. These are all examples of sponges. Okay, these are all examples of sponges. और आप देखिए pores आपको नज़र आ रहे हैं. मेन pore नज़र आ रहा है आपको. ये osculum है जिसके थ्रू water जो है body से बाहर flow out करता है. So osculum you can clearly observe, and the tiny dots through which water will go inside, that they are called as those pores. They are tiny pores, and water will go inside them, and those pores, those small pores, they will be called as ostia. What do we call them as? We call them as ostia. Okay, small pores are called as ostia, and the bigger pores, as you see here, that is called as osculum. Osculum के थ्रू आपका वाटर बाहर निकलता है, ostia के थ्रू वाटर आपका बॉडी के अंदर फ्लो करता है. राइट एवरीवन? I hope there is no doubt here. Okay. So let's sum up this Porifera kingdom phylum. So phylum that we are talking about is Porifera. Now level of organization. So basically cells are present. As we observed, major organs, major systems, they are absent. So they have a cellular level of organization, and they are diploblastic. The body contains two layers. Okay, the body is made up of two layers. That is why they are diploblastic. Symmetry, either they are asymmetrical. Asymmetrical means they do not have any symmetry, or they have a radial symmetry. If by chance any symmetry is present, that is a radial symmetry, and they are acoelomate, means coelom is absent in their body. So Porifera are the organisms that are cellular, that have cellular level of organization. They have 2 layers in the body wall. They are asymmetrical, or they have a radial symmetry, and they are coelom is also absent in their body. That is why they are considered as acoelomates. Okay. So regarding Porifera, we have discussed all the basic concepts, right? So for today, your homework will be, you will be making notes of this topic, and you will be reading the page number 49. So read this page, and if there is any query, any doubt you feel, you can discuss with me. Okay, everyone? Okay, so that's all for today. Bye, everyone.